Good morning, everyone. Today, we'll be discussing a highly relevant and thought-provoking topic, the school zoning system, ensuring equal opportunities or restricting freedom of choice. The school zoning system has sparked many debates due to its impact on education and accessibility. We'll hear from Melody, who supports the system, and Andrea, who believes it has significant drawbacks.
Let's dive into this discussion and gain new insights from both perspectives. Let's get started.
Good morning, Andrea. I heard your school placement was decided based on the zoning system. That's an interesting topic because it's often debated. How do you feel about it?
Good morning, Melody. Honestly, I'm not a fan. It feels like it limits students' choices and their opportunities to get the best education.
That's an interesting perspective. I see it differently. I think the zoning system promotes equality and makes education more accessible. This is a big topic that affects many students, including us. So, let's discuss it further. Maybe we can understand each other's views better. First of all, the zoning system ensures that all students have access to education in their local area. For low-income families, this makes a huge difference as traveling long distance to school can be costly.
I get that. But what happens if the local school doesn't have a good facilities? Should students be expected to accept less just because they live nearby?
That's a fair point. But zoning helps balance student distribution. It reduces overcrowding in high-performing schools and gives underperforming one an opportunity to improve by attracting diverse students.
But improvements like that take time. What about the students who are stuck in underperforming schools now?
Improvement does take time, but there are benefits in the short term too. Students who go to nearby schools save time and transportation costs, allowing them to focus more on their studies.
Convenience is helpful, but isn't the quality of education a bigger priority?
It's about more than convenience. When students attend school in their neighborhood, community ties are strengthened. Local schools can create a sense of belonging and foster friendship among students living nearby.
I understand the idea, but the system assumes all schools are of equal quality, which isn't true. Many local schools lack resources, experienced teachers, or proper facilities.
That's a challenge, but zoning encourages authorities to invest in improving underperforming schools. Over time, this could lead to a more balanced and fair education system.
Could is the key word here. In the meantime, students are left in schools that don't meet their needs. High-achieving students, for example, might miss opportunities to excel just because they can't attend better school outside their zone.
Allowing students to choose freely might cause overcrowding in top school, too. That will increase competition and stress for everyone involved.
Maybe, but many families are already bypassing zoning by moving houses or even falsifying addresses. Doesn't that show the system isn't working?
It does highlight flaws, but rather than scrapping the system, these loopholes could be addressed to make zoning fairer for everyone.
Even if that happens, inequality between schools would still exist. Until every school provides the same quality of education, zoning will continue to feel restrictive for many families.
In the end, Andrea, I believe that while the zoning system isn't perfect, its goal of promoting equality is worth pursuing. With proper reforms and investment in school, it can help bridge the gap in educational quality.
I see your point, Melody. However, until those reforms are fully realized, many students will still feel limited by the system. A more flexible approach might balance accessibility with equality.
Perhaps the key lies in finding that balance, ensuring that every student, regardless of where they live, has access to quality education without feeling constrained.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, what matters most is creating a system where no student is left behind.
Agreed. Let's hope we move closer to that ideal soon because every student deserves the best possible chance to success. Thank you, Andrea.
Thank you so much, Melody and Andrea, for an insightful discussion today. We've explored both sides of the school zoning system, from its efforts to promote equality to the challenges faced during implementation. Ultimately, this conversation reminds us that quality education and accessibility are rights every student deserves. Hopefully, we can work towards a system that is both inclusive and fair for all. Thank you for your participation, and see you at our next discussion.